Hey everybody, well, it's a beautiful sunny day, and yeah, you know that moment when you realize, oh no, I forgot my camera, and then you remember that you actually brought it. The ups and downs of this hobby, the things that you don't foresee when you're doing YouTube videos and things like that. It adds a little bit of extra stuff to your day, that's for sure, along with all the editing and different things. Anyway, I'm back out on the Fields of Dreams, where I'm on the other side of the valley. It's a beautiful place here, and I'm gonna have a look in the areas where I'm allowed to go, and I'm trying to find out exactly what happened here, because this is the site of an early 1800s battlefield. On that side there's a lot of lead bullets, so somewhere on this side there must be the other side of the army that they were attacking each other. And I think maybe I was close to finding it the other day when I was here, but we'll have a look, see if we can find some more history. See you at the first target. Just under the surface, it's actually like a molehill here, so I don't know if he's dug that up. Don't know what it is yet, but I think that's part of a buckle. Oh yes, look at that. That would have been a beautiful buckle. Well, I'll have a look, see if I can find the rest of it, but it's a shame that that's broken. Anyway, moving on. And for those of you who like bullets, there's one at the top, TT right and left, 12 at the bottom. Cool. As far as I know, that means it was 1912, just before the First World War. Okay, moving on. Well, this was a 32 on the cruiser. I don't know what it is yet. It was just under the surface. Button, I guess. Yeah, it is. And he's in lovely condition. I guess it's a pewter button by the looks of it. Yeah, nicely made. Very cool. Perfect. Moving on. Another 30 signal. I don't know if you can see that there. It's tiny. Oh, it's a little itty bitty button, I guess. Not entirely sure about that, whether perhaps it isn't a button. Not sure. We'll have a look at that later. We all have these moments as metal detectorists when we're looking at something thinking, what on earth is that? Is it a piece of aluminium? Is it a piece of junk? Is it something more interesting? Then your mind starts playing tricks on you, start creating things in your head. It could be this, could be that. I have absolutely no idea what that is. Nope. It feels like lead. It's heavy, but not sure. Could be just a piece of lead that's been dropped. Moving on. Well, I just popped over that plug, and it's time to get my glove off, which means something good, although I'm not sure yet. What is that? That will be my first coin for today, and I think Don't rub the coin, yes or no. I don't think it's particularly old because it's machine made. But the question is, what is it? I think you can see the cross on that, so I think that's a 1 Rappen. I can't quite make out the 1 on this side. I'm pretty sure that's a 1 Rappen coin. Yeah, I'll clean that up later. Well, there are moments when you wish you'd done a live dig. 1920 signal, typical for aluminium on the Macro Motor Cruiser. And look, what is it? Thought for a moment that was a coin, but it's not a coin. It's actually, I don't know what that is, but not as good as I first thought. But that's not aluminium, so it goes to show you've got to be careful with these signals. Dig pretty much everything, and you've got to have an awful lot of patience. Moving on. Well, that was a surprise. Just below the surface. I don't know what that is. I thought, when I saw that, I thought, oh, you know, it's gold, aluminium. You know, this stuff that we find all the time. And I think it probably is aluminium. Then I noticed on this side that there's what looks to be a palm tree. Really? Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I have no idea. Okay, moving on. Well, this is a prime example of what happens with my imagination when I find something. You know, I was looking at that thinking, oh, is that a plane wing? Could it be this typical deterioration like of aluminium? So it could be part of a toy. No, it's part of a handle off a fork or a spoon or something like that. Probably a spoon. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if it's aluminium, but it probably is. It's light. Cool. Moving on. Now that may not be a fantastic find. I can see both sides of it that it's not a coin. It's too small. There you go. It's a button. Very tiny little button. I'm always happy to find these. See you next. Well, I have no idea. It was another typical aluminium signal. I don't know, I can't see anything on it. Oh, I think that's a button. Yeah, looking at the middle piece there, there's something sticking out, so that's a button. Well, I'll clean that later and see if there's anything on it, because I'm looking for uniform buttons if I can find some. That's cool. Okay. Moving on. Well, I don't know what that is. I can make out like a Swiss cross on that side. Can't make out anything on that side. I don't know if that's an old coin or a button of some kind. I'm not sure. I'll clean it up later. Moving on. Well, that's a lovely little pistol ball. Just found, looked like it hit something. Yeah, cool. Moving on. Well, that was a mystery to me for a moment, but looking at it, it's the edge of an oil lamp where the glass piece would have fitted in between these teeth. That's kind of cool. Okay, moving on. Well, I don't yet know what that is. Hope you can see that in the camera. Just here. Oh, it's a piece of a pocket watch. A small one. Okay, thought for a moment that might have been a coin, but no. But I do like these. Cool. Moving on. I don't know what we have here yet. Button. It's always nice to play the coin or button game. At least with a coin you often get the date, but that's a pewter flat button. Or tomback button as it might be, I'm not sure. Yeah, my brain's gone blank now. Okay, never mind, it's a button. Moving on. Well, I have no idea what that is. Just under the surface. That's piece of a hinge, I think. I will have to clean that up later and see if there's any detail on it. Could be something cool. Okay, moving on. Now, who does that remind you of? It's a wonderful channel. Digger Down Under the Comic Chef, I think it is. I'm terrible with names. What is that? That's very heavy. So that's made of lead. And to give you another clue about the channel I'm just talking about, how cool is that? Go and check him out. I'll put a link to his channel down below. He's a fantastic guy. I mean, silver, gold, you name it, he finds it. Down in Australia, I can't tell if there's any markings on that, but my imagination runs wild with these things. A cool lump of lead. Moving on. I don't know what I have here. It was just under the surface. Now, I've had a long hunt today, and I don't know if finally... No, it's gone. Oh, yeah, button. Okay. That really, for a moment, looked like a coin. But it's another button. It's cool. I like buttons. But I would have liked a coin also. Okay, moving on. I'm not entirely sure what I just found. At first, from a distance, I thought that was a bullet, but it's not. It's either a lipstick tube or it's like a match carrier. There is some writing on it, so I'll clean that up later and we'll have a look at it. Okay, moving on. So as a very short wrap up again to this one, plenty of little oddments. Some of it I filmed, some of it I didn't. This random, I don't know if it's off a gaming piece or if it's a piece of machinery. Plenty of old buttons, piece of a pocket watch, more buttons, shiny pewter button, more buttons, little piece of a clock, I think it's a clock wheel. This is slightly unusual. It's still just a disc, but it has, which is very difficult to see in this light, it has the Swiss cross on it. Yeah, so it's something, but I don't know what. I didn't film this, but I found this. It's some kind of ring, but I don't know exactly what kind. Buttons. Lovely piece of a buckle. That would have been an absolute stunner. Would have been beautiful. But I'm still happy to find it. Yes, what can I say about... Who comes up with stuff like this golden, shiny stuff that when it comes out of the ground makes your heart skip? Don't even know what it is. It's trash, whatever it is. And a one wrapping. I can just about make out the Swiss cross there, but it's pretty crusty. I can't get a proper date off it. And this, which is older, and it has a pattern here, which is difficult to see in the camera, but there is one there, so it's something. It looks like it was attached to something. Okay, and perhaps a hinge, or maybe it was some kind of, I don't know actually what, but I can't make out the detail there. But that's definitely old enough to go to the archaeology department. And then this, which isn't, has waterproof written on it, so I'm guessing it's some kind of lipstick tube or even a container for matches. Not sure on that one. Okay. And last but not least, this off an oil lamp, which actually I was very happy to find. Loads of bullet casings, loads of rubbish, like you would normally find. It's not that I'm finding good stuff all the time, which I don't. Sometimes I'm just lucky, and sometimes not. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy my videos, and there's a lot more in store. Moving on. And just a quick extra on the end of this wrap up. You know, I keep all of the rubbish or the trash or whatever you want to call it that you find. And, you know, you never know what you're going to be looking at. So I always take things home and even the aluminium, I clean everything just to make sure and check what it is. And this piece was in amongst the aluminium, the sort of questionable finds. And I mean, you can't see a great deal. You can perhaps just make out that there is some kind of detail on that, but there's not much left of this. And the same in here, looking in sort of a specific way. Doesn't really show up on the camera, but there is some lines and some detail there. Now this is very, very thin, and yeah, I didn't realize what it was when I found it, but it's actually quite heavy for what it is. I mean, it's only a very small amount of metal in this, but it's actually quite heavy. And this is silver, and from what I can tell from the shape of it, that this is some kind of hammered coin, but there's very little detail left. So I've ended the year, one of my last digs for this year. I've got half or nearly half of a hammered coin, which is amazing, but I don't think there's enough detail left on that to tell me what kind of coin it was. But it's definitely silver, definitely round, so I'm assuming that that has to be a coin, and there is some detail left on it, but not much. So a very cool end to an amazing year, and thank you very much. I'm a bit late uploading this, I know, because we're into the next year already, but I wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who supported my channel. Many more to come. See you soon. Moving on.